As far as comedy goes, when performing in an opera, especially in Rossini, it tends to be very, very intricate.
All the vocal fireworks are nerve-wracking as a performer because it requires a different level of precision and bravura, certainly. But it's also so rewarding because the audience really immediately responds to that kind of singing, and it's flashy, and so it can be a lot of fun.
For me, it can be incredibly rewarding. I think it's so much more fun than singing like the stereotypical like lovelorn tenor or things like that. But it is more difficult because it's so quick. I mean, you have to be quick on your feet. Keeping the energy for me, one, you got to start the day off with a large cup of coffee and maybe keep them coming throughout the day. But for me, I think it's a lot of getting to know your colleagues and being able to play and bounce things off of one another, and it keeps you awake and it keeps you alive and it keeps the spirit of the actual opera moving forward. Being able to work with people and getting to know their personalities both on and off stage helps so much when you're trying to perform these intricate comedies.
Part of what helps spontaneity as a performer is to have all of the music so prepared and so specific that it is something that you can sort of do in your sleep, and then you're free as a performer to approach each moment with spontaneity.
Stylistically, it's an interesting piece because you have to be right on the edge of really being over the top and keeping it in rein. And while there are sort of cartoonish aspects about it, you don't want to go in a totally cartoony atmosphere because the characters are really fun. And so you don't want to like take their humanity away from them either. So there's just this fine line that you go.
I think it's really nice to do a production that's not frequently done because you don't have quite as much comparison. I think that it gives you a chance to make it totally your own without being influenced by the history of the performance and all these ornaments that everyone does, and if you don't do them, it might be interesting, but people also might criticize it because they're so used to hearing it that way.
This is Rossini's only French comedy, and it has a lighter kind of aspect to it than some of the other comedies. There's no heavy drama like even in Cenerentola, in Barber. There are moments of very heavy drama in both of those pieces. There's nothing like that in this piece. It's pretty light fare all the way through. I mean, when you have an entire chorus of men coming in dressed up as nuns, that's not dark. That's just not going to ever be dark. That's going to be funny. On the other hand, I don't think that necessarily makes it it's so light and frivolous that it doesn't have worth in its own. Frivolity is great. We all need to laugh and have fun.